exclusively live here on YouTube with commentary, and of course the highlight of all 3 matches. Tomorrow it's the repeat performance, Coventry United ladies versus Watford ladies in the FA Women's National League Southern Premier, first versus second, after Coventry United beat Watford in the League Cup last Sunday, which obviously meant that we missed United's 5-0 FA Vars win against Wednesfield, where Aaron Solomon made his debut, and Shaquille McDonald, who was only on the bench due to an injury, he scored twice that day. This man, Kevin Ayres, got one, and a neat slide from the side by Harry Craven to take it out of play for the corner. So a bit of news for you if you haven't heard here on Coventry United TV. 3 departures this week. The first 2 were confirmed on Thursday morning. Ryan Palmer and Scott Hammond have left the club, and also Rob Prinzel leaves Coventry United after a long time with the club. But without Prinzel, Coventry United nearly taking the lead with a strike by Jake Holt deflected out of play. I think it was Craven who sent it behind. Kevin Thornton, who bizarrely enough hasn't got the captain's armband today, is going to have to check his peepers, because those kits are rather similar. Orange for Boldmere, red for Coventry. Boldmere usually play in white and black stripes, so you would have thought that kit would have been a better one to use, but Boldmere using that away kit today, maybe trying to bump up the replica kit sales. A throw to be taken halfway into Boldmere territory by Ben Vallance. Ronnie Hendricks bounces awkwardly, and now Boldmere stride clear. Heading down the centre of the park is Usher Shipway, who's sandwiched between the 2 Coventry United players, and the red and greens come away with it now. Hendricks. Now Ellis, who's playing on the left-hand side of that front three at the minute, with Ronnie Hendricks down the middle. Here's Vallance. Pulls it back for Kevin Thornton. Feigns the shot into Hendricks, looking to return it to Kevin Thornton, tricked in the area. Clearance charge down by Jake Holt. No penalty is given, and the move ends in a rather tame fashion as Gift Moose's strike skews horribly past the post. 5 minutes gone to the Butts Park Arena in the Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division. Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 0. So the kick to be taken by Fenny. Goes from the Boldmere 6-yard box. Kyle Barnett boots it upfield into the centre circle. Craven sends it back where it came from. Usher Shipway skips past Vallance, and the cross is poked away by Kyle Barnett. The Mike's looking to get on the front foot. It will be a throw on this near side, to be taken by Cameron Gale. Comes off the arm. The referee has decided not to give the free kick against Jack Skinner, where it clearly hit the upper part of his right arm. And there goes Ellis in from behind on Alistair Brawns. Gets the ball. It's a Coventry United throw-in, which has not pleased Boldmere St Michael's. Terry Anderson not too happy that the free kick was not given against Skinner for the handball. In all fairness to the referee, he was behind the incident, so it would have been difficult for him to see. And those on the side that we are on, especially the linesman who was right in front of it, had a clear view. It did touch the arm, but it's a rather nothing decision. It wouldn't have really done much for the move. Congested midfield, Coventry had looked to find some space, and they've done so beautifully with a lofted ball to the right by Solomon. Skips past Shearer. Here's Jake Holt, and it bounces into the hands of a diving Lewis Fenny. It's been all red and greens in the opening 8 minutes. But we know how dangerous Boldmere can be. We have seen some enthralling matches between these 2 sides. Fenny's kick onto the head of the Coventry captain Jamal Clark. But a Mike's player picks it up and heading out on the right-hand side now to cross into the penalty area, but it's between the legs of Ricardo Reid, and Jamal Clark able to clear following the cross from Ryan Shaw. Vallance. There's a slide in by Usher Shipway, and the referee has now called back for it. Tried to play advantage. Opponents lofted it down the left-hand side. And the slide by, it was actually Reese Mitchell, was it? But no, it wasn't. It was Ben Usher Shipway sliding in. It was the number 7. The ball connected with Valentin's boots. There was a slight touch on balance with the slide, and the referee tried to play advantage. It was clear the move wasn't going anywhere, and Coventry United have now got the free kick, which they are playing patiently. Musa surging down the right-hand side. It's Ronnie Hendrick, who swapped wings with Aaron Solomon. Now looks to dance his way past Reese Mitchell. Doesn't work the first time. Try again. Doesn't work the second time either. Good standing challenge by Reese Mitchell of Boldmere St Michael's. Clearance well held by by Gift Musa, I should say. Nicholson. That's Kevin Thornton. Thornton skips past the challenge of Mitchell. Thornton looks for an option in the area. It's forward to Kerwin Ellis. Difficult to control as he managed to bring the ball down, strike one towards the net. It was Harry Craven who made the block. The red and greens have to make these opportunities count. No point in having chances if you don't take them. You have a million chances to score, but you have to take them. That's what United will hope to do here. Thornton trying to be clever with the corner. Holt wasn't ready for it, but the clearance is picked up by Shane Nicholson. Musa. Solomon. This ball into the box was low and charged down. And now here come Boldmere with Ben Usher Shipway. Here's ball towards the box. It's charged down by Aaron Solomon, signed from Solihull Moors last week. Craven. Fast-paced passing, accurate passing from Boldmere St Michael's as they seek a rare opportunity in this match. 10 minutes, they've only had one real piece of dangerous play in that penalty area. Not to clear the danger for now, but here it comes again. Once more, Kyle Bonnet there to pick up the pieces, blocking the path of Alistair Brawns. United looking comfortable at the moment, but haven't scored yet. Haven't really tested the goalkeeper either. They've had one shot on target by Jake Holt, and that was about it. We have only had 10 minutes, so there's plenty of time to try and see some more goals like the one that Jay Brooks scored on Sunday. And yes, we are going to be talking about that goal for many, many years to come. It's all about the men's team today. Title push is not out of the question for Coventry United. They do have games in hand on league leaders Ilkeston. Barnett's clearance cannons off the head of the Boldmere number 10. Out comes Brad Caswell off his line to chest it away. Caswell taking a risk. If it backfired, United would probably have been 1-0 down. But he had to do something about Jack Skinner, and he did so beautifully. And now from defence to attack, here come Coventry United. Hendricks cross behind for a goal kick. Let's try and get you some latest scores from around the grounds in the top 4 leagues of British football. Of course, one final score to bring you from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. A late equaliser from Ross Barkley, who pretty much disappeared from the face of the earth last season. He's certainly been found again now. Play underway again, headed upfield by Reese Mitchell. Straight up the volley by Shane Nicholson, and controlled ball down the flank out for a throw. Another final score from the Championship. Blackburn 2, Leeds 1. Now Fulham have taken the lead away at Cardiff in the only goal of the free kickoffs in the Premier League. Aston Villa leading Swansea by 1-0. Boldmere knocking on the door again, 1-on-1, could be the equalising goal. It is the equalising goal. Boldmere St Michael's take the lead at the Butts Park Arena. The way this game's been going, you would have assumed Coventry United would be the first to score, but you never assume anything in football. And the Mikes capitalise on their opportunity. It is indeed Jack Skinner with a powerful finish past Brad Caswell. It's Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 1. Goal for Boldmere St Michael's scored by number 10, Jack Skinner. A disappointing goal for Coventry United to concede. Through ball from the midfield, not picked up. And Skinner surging through that red wall. The score now at the Butts Park Arena after about 15 minutes. Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 1. And Terry Anderson's side are up against it. Boldmere immediately back on the ball. And the through ball for Shaw. He'll have a job to keep it in. He doesn't keep it in. Goal kick. These two sides will play each other in the FA Vase in a couple of weeks here at the Butts Park Arena. Boldmere progressing to the second round proper following a 2-1 victory against Rugby at the Trevor Brown Memorial Ground, if I can get my words out. Coventry United with a slightly easier route to round 2, a 5-0 win at home to Wednesfield of step 6. Nodded to Ellis by Solomon. Ellis goes straight through. Alistair Brawns makes his way towards the box. A misplaced pass was behind Holt. And now Mitchell will find Ben Usher Shipway. Neat back heel by Brawns. Lobbed to the left-hand side by Cameron Gale. Pushing on his Shearer. Forced back into the midfield by Aaron Solomon, blocking his path. Shaw switches the play. There's Mitchell. Great first touch. Mitchell's cross and nodded towards the net, but well held by Brad Caswell. Skinner again trying to inflict the damage on the red and green's net. This time Caswell was not to be caught out. Goal kick is over the head of Kirvin Ellis and now at the feet of Reese Mitchell. Clark all the way back now with goalkeeper Brad Caswell. Caswell patiently waits and boots it upfield for Kevin Ellis. Flicks off the head of Abrams. Coventry United regain the ball on the right side. Here's Gift Musa receiving it from Thornton. Musa looks left. Bounces to Ronnie Hendricks. Deflected cross. And into the hands of a out-rushing Lewis Fenney, who raced to his near post and did what was necessary. Not the start that Terry Anderson and Luke Morton would have envisaged. It's the start they have. It's the start they've got to deal with. United are used to having their backs against the wall, and majority of the time they come out swinging, come out fighting, and come out on top. And they'll need to dig down deep if they want to get some points out of today's match. Aaron Solomon, who made a scoring debut against Wednesfield last time out, looks for a lofted through ball to Ronnie Hendricks. It's off the head of Gale, and it will find Hendricks. And Hendricks feigning across and letting the deflected pass roll out of play for the Coventry United corner. Hendricks, for the first time for Coventry United, starting in an attacking role. He has played at left back for the majority of his time here at Coventry United, but he did start out as a striker at the Coventry City Academy. He was partners with Everton striker BL Sambu. The best of course, it bounces behind for Jamal Clark. A defender's finish from the United skipper, blazing it over the bar. United do have some game changers on the bench. In fact, they probably have the biggest joker in the pack that any team has in the MFL Premier Division, that being the Shack Attack, Shaquille McDonald. He did pick up a bit of a knock on Sunday against Wednesfield in the FA Vase, hence why he's not starting today. But he is on the bench if needed, as is Warren Decory. First time we've seen him in a good old while. The brother of former Coventry United captain Jean Nakori, who now plays at AFC Hinckley. He's on the bench as well, as is the returning Daniel O'Sullivan, who of course was taken to hospital in an ambulance in Coventry United's abandoned a match against Highgate a few weeks ago. He's back. Could well come off the bench. As Solomon's pass towards Hendricks on the edge of the penalty area is blocked off. Handball claims, and the referee upholds those claims. Coventry United have got the free kick. The Boldmere manager not too happy. The ball rolling up onto the arm. And a bit of pushing and shoving between goal scorer Jack Skinner and Ben Valance. And the Boldmere management still arguing with the referee as play is back underway with that free kick. Holt returns it to Kevin Thornton. Curls one to the right-hand side with Aaron Solomon. Thinks twice about the crosses. Forced into a more central location. Great work there by Mitchell. And it's lofted down the left-hand side, and Mitchell will receive it. He's got Shearer behind him for support. Overlap being made. Here is Shearer. Needs options in the centre of the box. In goes the slide from Jamal Clark. And is that a penalty kick? Yes, it is. The slide in from behind by Jamal Clark. The Boldmere attacker drawing in the challenge, and Ricardo Reid will take the duties. Ricardo Reid steps up for Boldmere St Michael's as the Coventry United players protesting about the placement of the ball. That issue has now been sorted, and the referee ensures that all the players are out of the box so that Reid can get going. Following Clark's foul, stepping up from 12 yards is Ricardo Reid of Boldmere St Michael's. Fantastic save with the left glove of Brad Caswell. It was aimed towards the bottom corner of Caswell's net, but the young shot stopper with a brilliant palm away, and it remains at 1-0. But for how much longer? As the corner comes in, it could be an immediate second, and it's nodded past the post by Ricardo Reid. It was not a bad penalty by any means. He was going for placement rather than power, but the placement of Caswell's hand was enough to deny Boldmere a second goal. So after 22 minutes here at the Butts Park Arena, Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 1 is the current score, but Boldmere have just had a penalty saved by Brad Caswell. Could that inspire the Red and Greens to push on? And there has been a goal at Roots Hall in the League One match between Southend United and Coventry City. The Sky Blues lead. So Coventry City lead by 1-0 at Roots Hall. So things are going well for the Blues side of Coventry. And the scorer of that goal, I believe, is indeed Jordi Hawula has scored for the Sky Blues. Free kick taken quickly by Kevin Thornton. Here's Jake Cole, slot it through. Hendricks is offside, and he put it straight into the gloves of Fenny. In the end anyway, so it wouldn't have really mattered, but the offside flag raised. You could tell that Hendricks had snuck behind that defensive trap. A couple of goals in the Premier League. Manchester City now lead by 1-0 at home to Burnley. Cardiff have turned it around against Fulham. They lead 2-1. And Watford 2-0 up at Wolves. Slide in the midfield by Gift Musa, and another slide by Musa to deflect a pass out of play. Ben Usher Shipway looking for an option on the right hand side. I believe he was looking for Cameron Gale. And Gale will take the throw. Usher Shipway ushered towards the touchline by Ben Valance. He's took the ball to Hendricks, looks for Kevin Thornton, but Thornton outpaced by Alistair Brawns. Mitchell playing in a more central role to cover for the absence of Gale. Plays a 1-2 with Shearer. The long ball down the left looking for Skinner, the scorer of the only goal so far. Caswell comes off his line to make the gather. They've got to find their way out of their own half. have done with a neat pass by Thornton. And Musa taken out by his opposite number 4, Ryan Shaw. Standing barge by the Boldmere man. Solomon. Ellis on the edge of the penalty area, looks to cut in. Kevin Ellis for the equaliser. Has it taken a touch behind? No, it hasn't. One of the more erratic efforts you'll see from swerving Kervin Ellis. "25 minutes gone here at the Butts Park Arena in the Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division. Remains Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 1. Today's show, as always, sponsored by Current, building bespoke software to increase sales and improve your business process. Head to current.it for more information. Highlights of today's match will be available on YouTube tomorrow morning. youtube.com/Coventry United TV, the home of Coventry United highlights throughout the season. Jamal Clark lofts one from the back. Flicks off the head of Mitchell and Craven, but chested down by Kervin Ellis. Volleyed to the right by Jake Holt. Thornton lofts it into the box. Solomon beaten to the punch by JC Abram. But the Mikes can't get the ball away from danger. Nicholson, you have to continue down the right-hand side. Solomon downline for Kevin Thornton. Ellis holds the ball up on the edge of the area, turns and shoots. And took a touch of Craven on the way through, taking the power off the ball. And again, it's a rather simple duty for Lewis Fenney. Next time we are on air here on Coventry United TV, you won't have to wait long. Tomorrow afternoon, live from Communications Park, the home of Daventry Town FC, Coventry United ladies versus Watford. As Ricardo Reid is blocked off from the ball as he tries to make his way into the penalty area. Good strength by Jamal Clark. So the coverage of that match will begin at 1:55 tomorrow. And again, highlights will be available via Coventry United TV. Ball flicks off Ben Valance. And that will be a throw into Boldmere St Michael's following the attempted pass by Jack Skinner. It's not the best of throws, but Valance nods it straight into touch again. And Boldmere, a good 30 yards further up, will have another throw in. It's working out just fine for the Mikes so far as Usher Shipway tries to flick it over the head of Valance. Valance's clearance only as far as Gale. Shaw back into Boldmere territory with JC Abram, centre back. Looks for the run of Usher Shipway. And Shipway takes it past Valance. Rolls it into the centre. There's Shearer. And this time the slide from Jamal Clark doesn't result in a penalty. It results in a fantastic clearance. Musa. One challenge from behind by Reid was avoided. The second from the side from Shaw wasn't. Free kick given and United immediately play it into the centre circle. Space for Jake Holt to utilise. Spots Solomon on the right and Solomon tries to return it to Jake Holt. A step too far for the former Leicester Road midfielder. And it's sent out of play by JC Abram. Holt has, I think he may have pulled something there on that run. As he's on his knees at the moment. United, of course, do have midfield options on the bench, including Daniel O'Sullivan. And yes, the physio Dan White has been called over. So we can only keep our fingers crossed that United will might have to make a change early on. Well, they have sent 3 subs going down the wing for Coventry United, Warren Decory and Daniel O'Sullivan, of course the new lad as well. We don't know too much about him, but we can tell you the new player's name is Benjamin Bracco Hyapa. He's a wide player, very exciting young winger apparently. That's about as much as we've been told. It does look like it could be a game-changing injury for Jake Holt, game-ending injury. Possibly a hamstring problem. I wouldn't like to speculate at the moment. He was sprinting towards the lofted pass into the penalty area. He was beaten to it by Abrams. And it looks like Daniel O'Sullivan may well be coming on. So Holt is sat back upright. There haven't been any change of score in the Premier League. In fact, no, there has been. Brighton 1-0 up against Newcastle. And at Roots Hall, it is still Coventry City leading by 1-0 against Southend, as Jake Holt is helped off the pitch. Is he going to be able to continue? He's moving slightly awkwardly. And yes, the change is going to be confirmed now. Jake Holt is coming off. Substitution for Coventry United, leaving the field, number 8, Jake Holt. And welcome back from injury, number 15, Daniel O'Sullivan. Here's a return to competitive action for Daniel O'Sullivan, the former Walsall midfielder who was badly injured in the match against Highgate a few weeks ago. He had to be taken to A&E via ambulance. The match was abandoned due to the injury, and that match has to be played again in November. The recovery from O'Sullivan has been a lot quicker than any of us would have thought. He turned up to training midweek, had a session with the club physio, Dan White. And as we were saying to the coaches earlier, Dan knows his body better than anyone, and he said he was fit to play, he was okay to go. He is going to have 60 minutes of football under his belt if he can get through it, which I'm sure he'll be able to. But maybe a little bit rusty there, Dan O'Sullivan, as he's caught offside with his first touch of the ball. So that change confirmed here at the Butts Park Arena. Jake Holt's taken off with an injury, suspected may well be a hamstring injury, I'm not sure. But he has come off and he's been replaced by Daniel O'Sullivan. 15 minutes until half-time, so half an hour played after a stoppage of about 3 minutes. Boldmere St Michael's still lead by 1-0. And it looks like our match reporter Keith Green couldn't wait for half-time to get his pie and chips in. Play back to Brad Caswell, who lofts it away from danger. It may well come back. It won't, thanks to the head of Carl Barnett, who nods it down for Gift Musa. It rolls off the boots of Reece Mitchell and goes up for a Coventry throw on the halfway line. Right hand side, Shane Nicholson receives it from O'Sullivan. Here's Kevin Thornton. Lofted curling ball from Jamal Clark to Ben Valance on the left flank, looking to make his way into Boldmere territory. The aim of the pass from Thornton wasn't great. Thornton did well to retrieve it. Ellis brought down to earth by O'Sullivan, trying to trick his way past Mitchell, and Mitchell has had a fantastic game today. As Thornton is first to the ball, he's taken out. And now Boldmere on the march down the right-hand side. It's with Ricardo Reid, who missed the penalty conceded by Jamal Clark. And he's lost out as he tries to pass it behind to Usher Shitway. It's collected by Ben Valance. Here's O'Sullivan, he'll look to take on Mitchell again. He's got Nicholson making the overlap. Here's Daniel O'Sullivan, side to side. And he sucked the ball. He was forced down from the side by Mitchell. As he went to ground, he got the ball between his legs and took it away. But Ronnie Hendricks caught offside after the resulting long ball towards the penalty area. We'll be taking a short break at half-time here on Coventry United TV, so make sure to look for live coverage of the second half on the Coventry United TV commentary channel, the home of CUTV commentaries until Christmas, due to issues with the main Coventry United TV YouTube channel. Mitchell. Now Shearer, surrounded by red shirts. That pass little too powerful. Shaw was making his way into the box from the right. Here's Ben Valance. Solomon, I should say, looks nothing like Ben Valance. And Solomon shoved to the ground from behind by Usher Shipway. And the Boldmere manager with his arms outstretched saying, why is that a free kick? Well, the reason is because he put two hands into the back of Aaron Solomon, and that is the clearest free kick you'll see all day. Well, the referee getting a fair bit of stick from both sides. The Coventry United fans want a booking. The Boldmere manager wants a throw-in. Neither party is going to get what they want. United have got a free kick. Fordson. Aaron Solomon, Barnett on the halfway line. Solomon again into the centre circle with Jamal Clark. There's space on the right for Nicholson. He goes in a more advanced position to Daniel O'Sullivan. Dinks it forward for Ronnie Hendricks. Hendricks cross deflected. Nodded clear by Abrams. Valance first to it. Now Kevin Thornton forced deep into midfield. And a tangle of legs between Thornton and Usher Shipway. Thornton concentrating on the ball and ran into Shipway. So 10 minutes to go until half-time. If you are enjoying today's commentary, make sure to hit the like button below the video. Leave a comment below with your feedback. Subscribe to Coventry United TV on YouTube for more exclusive football content. And of course, we are on Twitter at Coventry United TV. As Boldmere look to increase their lead. In all fairness, they haven't had a proper shot on target since that penalty from Reed. They've been nowhere, but Coventry United's efforts to get back into this match have been curtailed by a strong Boldmere back line. And Shearer taking it a little too far. He went past O'Sullivan, evaded the challenge of Nicholson, but the ball rolling away and out for the goal kick. Today's broadcast on Coventry TV sponsored by Current, building bespoke software to increase sales and improve your business process. Head to current.it for more information. That's Current spent C-U-R-R-A-N-T. We will be live from the Butts Park Arena on Monday night for our third match in 3 days in 3 separate competitions. Coventry United versus Boldmere in the League Cup. And a lunge in by Kyle Barnett is penalised. Skinner on the receiving end of that one. Bit of a leap into the challenge. As far as the card hasn't been brought out on that one. Floated in, out comes Caswell, nodded out the hands of Caswell by Craven, but it's offside anyway. Kevin Thornton motivating the troops. Goal kick from Caswell, who's blinded by the low autumn sun. He has got the ball away to a Coventry United player. Ellis nodded to the right wing, just bounces away from Daniel O'Sullivan just inside the Boldmere half. It will be a Mike's throw. United have already used one of their permitted free substitutions with the injured Jake Holt taking off and replaced by Daniel O'Sullivan. In that midfield free. Far up line, nodded up into the air by Reed off the shoulder of Shearer. Fulton comes out with the ball, some good defensive work by Gift Musa, but United run straight into an orange wall, and here come Boldmere St Michael's. They're forced back as United stand firm in the midfield. Lofted ball down the round side for Gale, and the strong header by Ben Valance sends it into the blue and white seats, and we are going to need one of these supporters at the Butts Park Arena to collect the ball. Terrazin trying to be helpful, rolling the ball down the touchline, but it hits one of the parts of the new white picket fence here at the Butts Park Arena, so Gales had to go and get the ball himself. Volleyed clear in the penalty area by Clark after the attempted cross by Skinner. Bit of head tennis going on here. It's a game that Boldmere have won. Mitchell. Down the left-hand side for Shearer. In goes Nicholson from behind, but both men remain on their feet. Well, not for long as Shearer takes a tumble. Referee said it's fair game as it's put forward towards Kervin Ellis, but again, Coventry United can't seem to find a red shirt in the attacking third, but they may have another opportunity to do so. Here's Kervin Ellis, shoulder to shoulder with Abrams. He's got Hendricks and Solomon in the box, but they're useless if he can't find them. Thornton. Crossed by Thornton. It's gone out of play, and that will be a goal kick as it's nodded away from the box by Craven anyway. 5 minutes of normal time to go here on Coventry United TV. Before half time, it's still Coventry United 0, Boldmere St Michael's 1. There's the kick from Fenny, who hasn't really been tested since the 20th minute. It's been a rather easy day for Fenny. Not so much for Caswell, who had to pull out a brilliant save from the penalty spot from Ricardo Reed, and Reed was heading forward again until he was stopped by Kyle Barnett. Nodded up into the air by Shearer, a second header by Shearer. Nicholson blocks him off from the ball, but can't keep him away from it forever. Shearer back in possession now for Boldmere. Reese Mitchell. Long ball bounces into the penalty area with Ricardo Reed. Reed, now Shaw lobs it over Musa's head but couldn't collect the loose ball. United begin the counter with Daniel O'Sullivan. Sends it left. Ronnie Hendricks, the beneficiary of that ball. Valance making the overlap as Hendricks focuses on Gale. Crossing opportunity, cannons off Gale, Coventry United corner. United's creative side has been lacking for a good 20 minutes. They started the barrage with the two sides, but that goal from Skinner seems to knock the stuffing out of Terry Anson's side. It's a short corner taken by Hendricks. Now Daniel O'Sullivan. Thornton may think about the shot. Past one. In towards Hendricks, and it flicked off the head of Shaw, and Fenny dived down to his right to collect the ball before it went out of play. Fenny puts the ball on the deck and sticks his laces through it, leaving an imprint on that ball. Flicks off the head of Musa. And Balance nods it into the penalty area. It's off the head of Barnett this time, keeping it away from Reed. Ends up back with Gale in the Boldmere half of the pitch. Sent left by Brawns. Shearer to Mitchell. Mitchell side to side with Nicholson. Here's Shearer, and again that touch too heavy for Luke Shearer. And the red and greens are heading forward with possession in hand. Kevin Thornton's on the ball. Ellis was back to Mitchell. Turns away from the left back. Kervin Ellis with a great run, but curtailed by Abrams. You just can't seem to get that engine going. We're in about fourth gear at the moment. Need to find seventh. Musa goes to the ground with the challenge. But the ball ends up with Ben Valance outside the penalty area. Valance tries one. Blocked up by the leg of Usher Shipway. Shaw can only give it back to Daniel O'Sullivan, who's at the far post. Hendricks. Thornton couldn't quite get to the ball in time. It's cleared only as far as Gibb Musa. Here's Kevin Thornton. Boldmere with everyone back defending this. Ellis. Held up by Usher Shipway, but he's got the ball back. Boldmere want a free kick. They're not going to get one. Ellis. Now Solomon. Options left. Valance. O'Sullivan's there too. Valance to Thornton. Ellis, back to Thornton, back to Ellis, pounded to the air, And Fenny linked to Salmon to collect that ball. What a move that was from Coventry United. And they came oh so close to securing an equalising goal before the break. Such hard work on show for the Red and Greens. And you would have expected a couple of players need a rest after that one. That passage of play lasted for a good 2 minutes. And there's going to be a brief stoppage as Kevin Ellis is on the deck. And Reece Mitchell was also helped back to his feet. It's not half time yet. And the physio is called over to assist Kevin Ellis. And we'll be hoping that it's not a second injury layoff. And give Musa down as well. So 3 players were down in total. Musa and Ellis for Coventry United, Reece Mitchell for Boldmere. Mitchell's back on his feet, which is more than could be said for Ellis and Musa. United only have 2 changes left, of course, after taking off Jake Holt with a suspected hamstring injury. Okay, we'll be going off air in a couple of minutes' time for half time, so make sure to tune into the second half here on CUTV. Exclusive commentary of this Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division match. Well, Musa's back on his feet. Attention turns to Kevin Ellis, who's also back on his feet now. And now we are able to play the final couple of minutes of the first half. All players present and accounted for. And it will be a throw-in as Lewis Fenny threw the ball out of play, seeing that 3 players needed medical assistance. Fords in no rush to get play underway again. He throws it back to Fenny. Great sportsmanship from Kevin Thornton. We're now into added time. There will be a fair few minutes of it. We've had about 5 minutes of injury stoppages. Thornton. Opposite wide, here's Ronnie Hendricks. Maybe one more opportunity to equalise with the Red and Greens before the half-time interval. It's Ronnie Hendricks trying to make the best of it. Hendricks! Not sure whether he was going for a cross or a shot there, but it's the same result, goal kick. He's either toe poke it. It dipped over the crossbar. And we've already had about 2 minutes of added time. And the referee brings an end to the first half here on Coventry United TV. And the half-time score is Boldmere St Michael's 1, Coventry United 0. CUTV signing off for the next 10 minutes.